Give me 1 second. Just try to get everything dialed in. Make sure that I'm actually
It all started on May.
All right. Right, it's pretty late. I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick little video. I'm actually testing out this new software called Mailed. It's probably like the third software that I'm trying out within the last week. But anyway, in this live, I'm actually going to be checking out a video on why everyone hates LeBron James so much. Because as a LeBron fan, Lakers fan, Kobe Bryant fan, as you see, I got the shirt on. I just don't see why lately LeBron has been getting so much, kickback for the things that he's been saying on his podcast and his beliefs and opinions. And also, I don't really see why Kobe Bryant gets the type of hate that he's been getting too from former professional basketball players. But, I'm going to be actually covering Kobe Bryant a little bit later after we get through this video. But, just going to go ahead and just try to just educate myself on why LeBron is so hated. The only thing I could assume is that people didn't really care for his decision in 2010, me included. But if you just, exclude that, look at everything that's taken place, since the decision, you'll see that LeBron James is not only a smart player, but he is a successful player, and hence why he has so many accolades. And it's not just because of longevity, but it's because of how special of a player he was and is. But anyway, I'm not going to waste no time. Let's go ahead and start checking this video out.
It all started on May 13th, 2010, when the Cavaliers lost their second-round series against Boston. As LeBron exited the arena after the loss, he removed his Cavaliers jersey, sparking speculation that it might be the last time he wore it. It marked his fifth consecutive playoff exit without reaching the NBA Finals, leaving Cleveland fans worried as he entered free agency as arguably the best player in the league. LeBron's free agency was unprecedented in magnitude. Throughout the 2010 season, his decision was the primary topic of sports media, permeating pop culture and even drawing comments from then.
Yeah, and I had to check my phone. I see that we got 16 people in the live currently. Let me know that you're here so I can make sure these chats is working. I'm also streaming a Kick, so anybody that's checking it out, let me know that you're here.
President Barack Obama. Teams across the league cleared salary cap space to pursue him, but only 5 were serious contenders: Cleveland, Miami, Chicago, New York, and New Jersey. Each team made its pitch, but Miami's president, Pat Riley, stood out. Riley emphasized championships and pulled out his 7 championship rings to seal the deal. After discussions with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, the trio decided to join forces in Miami. However, LeBron struggled with his decision emotionally. His heart remained in Cleveland, leading to complete silence from him in the days leading up to his televised announcement. The decision. On July 8th, 2010, LeBron announced on ESPN that he would take his talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat. The announcement angered Cleveland fans, especially after Cavaliers owner Dan Gilbert published a scathing open letter. To make matters worse, LeBron's infamous "not 1, not 2, not 3" comment during Miami's introductory press conference painted the Heat as an arrogant super team, making them the NBA's villains. The backlash was swift. LeBron faced hostility at every away game, and even Miami's poor early season performance added to the narrative that the Heat were struggling. Despite the rocky start, the Heat found their rhythm, with LeBron delivering a standout performance during his first game back in Cleveland, silencing critics with 38 points. Miami's athleticism and talent carried them to the NBA Finals, but chemistry issues and LeBron's poor play led to a loss against the Dallas Mavericks. LeBron admitted that his focus on proving doubters wrong had derailed.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a little bit of a drag, kind of getting to the point on, why LeBron James is so hated, because, you know, if this is just kind of pertaining to the decision, I mean, I think it's a little bit more than that, especially as of recently. You know, a lot of people don't really care for him flopping, even though, you know, he has to flop because, you know, he gets so many missed calls because he's just expected to actually power through everybody and finish with a lot of contact. You know, kind of like with Shaq. You know, I don't think Shaq got a lot of calls whenever he played because he was so dominant. So the stronger you are, the more dominant of a player that you are, the less calls you're going to get. You know, so, you know, I don't see why a lot of people knock him for flopping, you know, even though Shea does it at a way higher clip than what LeBron does it at. But, you know, I don't know, man. So, like I said, it's a little bit of a drag kind of getting to the point here, you know, kind of running by really mostly it's 2011 season. So anyway, we'll go ahead and get back to the video.
LeBron admitted that his focus on proving doubters wrong had derailed him mentally. Following the loss, LeBron worked on his game and mindset, which paid off. The Heat won back-to-back championships, and LeBron solidified his legacy as the best player in the world. He eventually redeemed himself with Cleveland by leading the team to the historic 2016 championship. While the decision was criticized for its awkward execution, it set the stage for athletes to control their narratives and media presence. Despite the controversy, it raised $2.5 million for charity and remains a pivotal moment in LeBron's legacy, showcasing his ability to overcome adversity and redefine the athlete-media dynamic. The reasons why people hate LeBron James can be traced back to several pivotal moments in his career and the perception of his personality, behavior, and decisions. While LeBron is undeniably one of the greatest basketball players in history, his journey has been riddled with controversies and polarizing actions that have divided fans. To understand why some people harbor negative feelings toward LeBron, one must examine the combination of events, public perception, and his polarizing presence in both sports and popular culture. One of the most significant catalysts for the hatred toward LeBron was the decision. His nationally televised announcement in 2000.
Man, I think we kind of know that at this point. I mean, you know, with the whole build-up, it's been, you know, 4 minutes since we started the video. And I mean, pretty much it's been covering that area, you know, the decision 2010, 2011. But like, what else? And, you know, and I kind of got like my opinion on the decision itself, right? So, you know, and let's just use life as an example, right? Let's just say you're working for an employer. You are in sales, right? And let's just say you're the top earner in the company and you're doing the job with limited resources, right? You know, you're overachieving, you're overperforming, you're putting the company really in areas that they don't even belong in with very limited resources, old technology, the whole nine, right? And let's just say the company, they promise you, hey, you know what? We're going to give you everything you need. We're going to upgrade your technology. We're going to give you all the resources you need. You're going to have the budget you need, the whole nine, right? And they constantly promise you this over and over again. And you continue to do the job, but you're not getting the promises that was, you know, promised to you from the company, right? And you still have to go out there and do a job, and the end goal is to be, you know, the number one in sales, right? Holding the trophy. What would you do in that situation? You could make pretty much the same type of money. You're joining a team that has a history of, you know, being number one in sales, and you also join with two of the best salesmen in the area, right? And you just get to win. You know, the more sales that you get as a company, the more popularity and notoriety and, you know, the better your resume and legacy is going to be at the end of the day. Would you stay and struggle with a company that gives you limited resources and expect you to get a job done and don't really fulfill their end of the bargain? Or will you jump ship? I mean, LeBron James, he did what was best for him at the end of the day. He kept on leading teams where Mo Williams was the second best player, Larry Hughes was his second best player, right? And he was overachieving with those teams. He was dragging a lot of those teams to the deep playoff runs, right? You know, like you got to look at 2007 NBA Finals, right? Against San Antonio Spurs. 2008, you ran up against the, you know, really up-and-coming champion with the Boston Celtics. After that, Eastern Conference Finals against Orlando Magic. Who was the second best player? Mo Williams, right? 2010, Boston Celtics, second best player again, Mo Williams. You know, so it's like, and like, I'm not trying to knock Mo Williams by any means, you know, because he was a fantastic pro. But whenever you're going against teams with multiple Hall of Famers, yeah, Orlando that year was a fluke. They probably should have got past them. But Boston Celtics, I mean, we talking about 4 Hall of Famers. KG, Pierce, Allen, and Rondo. You can't tell me those guys aren't 4 Hall of Famers. And then you got Rasheed Wallace on that team too, right? You know, the first time it's pretty much the same team. San Antonio, I mean, we're talking 3 Hall of Famers, right? You know, Duncan, Ginobili, Parker, which Parker was Finals MVP that year. But, you know, it's just, do you knock a man that is constantly just giving his all, wasting his prime, and you have a front office that wasn't getting him help? They had plenty of times where they could have got him a star. They could have got him Amari Stoudemire, and they didn't want to include J.J. Hickson in the trade. I mean, I would be a little bit frustrated too. You know what I'm saying? If you know, we have a chance to get Amari Stoudemire, who was, you know, at that time probably like I'll say definitely a top 4 power forward in the game, and you don't want to give up J.J. Hickson? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That just don't make any sense to me. But anyway, I mean, what would you do in your own life? You know, like, we expect these pros to do things that we ourselves wouldn't do. And I know for me personally, I would definitely do what's best for my career and what's best for my family. And that's all LeBron James did. He did what was best for LeBron James. He did what was best for his family. And he did what was best for his legacy. As a man, I got to respect that. Being a family man myself, being a man that cares about my legacy, being a man that cares about my reputation. Sometimes you will make unpopular choices, you know what I'm saying, that people won't really like. My computer fell asleep on me. I mean, I hope everything is still good here, but anyway, let's just go ahead and get back to the reaction, man. But like, what would y'all do? You know, let me know in the chat.
2010 that he would be leaving Cleveland to join the Miami Heat. For many fans, especially those in Cleveland, this felt like a betrayal. LeBron was a hometown hero, and his departure was seen as abandoning his team and city in pursuit of an easier path to an NBA championship. The spectacle.
But the thing is, why is that LeBron James' responsibility? Like, the whole weight of the city is on his shoulders. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, he should have got some help way before that. You know what I'm saying? They drafted poorly. They didn't do well in free agency. Nobody want to play in cold Cleveland. I mean, let's just be real. You know, like, they got lucky by being able to draft LeBron James #1. And you had free agents that wanted to play with him, and you didn't want to make a move. You know, like, you know, Cleveland failed LeBron. It's Cleveland's fault LeBron James did what he did. And Dan Gilbert want to write that letter to him and all that stuff, and, you know, pretty much cursing him. And guess what? Their first championship was with him, and LeBron actually won before they did. I mean, it's just, I mean, that was a whole messy situation, man. But, I mean, Dan Gilbert's to blame. You know, the GM is to blame. I can't remember who the GM was at that time. But anyway, let's go ahead and get back to it, though.
In pursuit of an easier path to an NBA championship. The spectacle surrounding the decision also played a significant role in turning public opinion against him. The hour-long television special was viewed by many as self-indulgent and unnecessary, reinforcing a perception of arrogance. By broadcasting such a monumental decision in such a dramatic way, LeBron inadvertently alienated fans who felt he was putting himself above the sport and his team. The fallout from the decision was immediate and harsh. Cleveland fans burned his jerseys, booed him mercilessly during his first return to the city, and declared him a traitor. The infamous letter written by Cavaliers owner Dan Gilbert only fanned the flames of hatred. In the letter, written in Comic Sans font.
All right, saying it got 35 people watching currently. Let me know what you hear in the chat. I'm trying to see if this chat actually is working because I'm not seeing anything on my end. But anyway, let me know down in the chat that you hear. But anyway, let's get back to it.
Gilbert called LeBron's actions
and that's
a
just
cowardly betrayal.
I'm sorry, that's just on YouTube. I don't know about Kick. I mean, Kick I might have maybe one or two. I don't know, but YouTube, I just checked 35. So let me know you hear.
In Comic Sans font, Gilbert called LeBron's actions a cowardly betrayal and vowed that Cleveland would win a championship before LeBron ever did. While the letter was widely criticized for its tone and unprofessionalism, it captured the raw emotions of a fan base that felt deeply hurt by LeBron's departure. LeBron's image took another hit during the Miami Heat's introductory press conference, where he, Dwyane Wade, and Chris Bosh were introduced as the team's new Big Three. LeBron's infamous proclamation of winning not one, not two, not three championships came across as cocky and entitled. This arrogance, whether intentional or not, gave fuel to critics who already disliked his decision to leave Cleveland. It painted the Heat as a team of villains who believed they could dominate the league without earning their success the traditional way. For fans who valued...
Yeah, I kind of see where we're going with this video, man. I think he's saying the reason why everybody hate LeBron still to this day is because of the decision. I don't think so. I think people learned to kind of let that go after he went back to Cleveland and after he won that championship. And he drug some bad Cleveland teams to the finals also, you know, where you always had to run into the Golden State Warriors. But, you know, I'm going to let this video continue to roll, but, you know, I don't think that's the sole reason why people don't like LeBron.
Dominate the league without earning their success the traditional way. For fans who valued loyalty, hard work, and humility, this moment solidified their disdain for LeBron. As the 2010 to 2011 NBA season unfolded, the Heat's struggles only added to the animosity. The team started with a disappointing 8-7 record, and LeBron's on-court demeanor, including an infamous moment where he appeared to bump coach Erik Spoelstra during a timeout, led to speculation about tension within the team. Critics began to question LeBron's leadership and ability to handle adversity. When the Heat eventually reached the NBA Finals, LeBron's underwhelming performance against the Dallas Mavericks was seen as proof that he lacked the mental toughness required to win on the biggest stage. His struggles in the finals, particularly his passive play in the fourth quarters, became a talking point for detractors who labeled him a choker. LeBron's journey to...
All right, y'all. Guess I'm not live anymore on Kick. Just got a message here saying that I'm not live on here, so I'm gonna keep rolling. If I'm still live on YouTube, I'll just figure out this whole Kick situation later. But anyway, we'll get back to it.
Redemption and his eventual success in winning championships with the Heat did little to quell the hatred. While some fans came to respect his greatness, others saw his titles as illegitimate because they were won with the help of Wade and Bosh. The term super team became synonymous with LeBron's Heat.
All right, so you mean to tell me that the Boston Celtics, even though the team designed that roster, right? You know, Danny Ainge, he designed that roster and made trades in order to make it happen. You mean to tell me that wasn't a super team? You mean to tell me that the San Antonio Spurs wasn't a super team? You know what I'm saying? Like, there were super teams prior to that. You mean to tell me 2004 with the Los Angeles Lakers, you know, whenever they had Kobe, Shaq, Karl Malone, Gary Payton, you mean to tell me that wasn't a super team? The first ever super team in the history of sports was the 2011 Miami Heat. Come on, man. I'm not buying that. And that's the issue that I kind of have, man. Like, why do we knock players for taking matters into their own hands? If you have a front office that's not delivering and helping you out and giving you what you need to be successful, why do we knock the players for taking it in their own hands. The team will do it. Why can't a player do it? Just like whenever it comes to a player leaving the free agency, right? A player is being disloyal to his team if he leaves for free agency to go to another team. But a team is not disloyal whenever they trade a player away. I mean, like, look at the whole Luka situation. Luka is, a top 3 player in the NBA? 25 years old at the time of the trade? Just led your team to NBA Finals? Supposed to be untouchable, and you move him? But we don't talk about that, though. Of course, like, Nico Harrison did get a little bit of kickback, but it's like the team could do what's best for them, but the players can't do what's best for them. I mean, I just don't see the even narrative here. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair to put this much on the players making a decision when the teams do it every single day. I've seen today, today is, what's today's date? Today is July 14th currently, but July 13th yesterday, I seen the Minnesota Lynx cut a top 10 player that they drafted last year, Alyssa Pilley, because they had to make a roster spot and she wasn't getting minutes. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't thinking about Alyssa Pilley when they made that decision. They was thinking about what's best for the Minnesota Lynx. So, we can't continue to knock LeBron for joining 2 of his friends and wanting to win and wanting to be successful, because teams do it on a daily basis. Corporations do it on a daily basis, right? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I think this is a load of crap if he's saying this Miami Heat team, 2011, was the first ever super team assembled. No. There's a reason why they had to assemble. And that's because of Boston Celtics. And nobody talk about that, man. We keep knocking LeBron for the decision. And I also a Kobe Bryant fan, Lakers fan. And that time, hence, like, I'm rocking the shirt, you know what I'm saying? But big time Kobe fan, big time Lakers fan. I was upset too, because, hey, I wanted to, continue to win. Even though, like, after that point, like, the Lakers didn't make it back to the finals. But, I just wanted to continue to dominate, even though I might do a video on that too. I might actually personally do a video on how David Stern personally ruined the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, God rest his soul, but I mean, if he didn't veto that trade, we could be talking about Kobe Bryant in a whole different light. Even though some people may have him in their top 3. I personally don't, but hey, if you have 6 or 7 rings, most likely he would have been Finals MVP. I mean, Chris Paul probably would have got one of them, but like, I mean, come on, man. We having a whole different conversation here. David Stern, I mean, video coming, man. Let me know in the chat if you watch and if you want to see that video. But anyway, man, I just think we need to be fair whenever it comes to stuff like that. Holding players, accountable that they need to take care of themselves and not just be loyal to franchises and fans. But anyway, let's go ahead and get back to the video.
Critics argued that he had taken the easy way out by teaming up with other all-stars rather than winning a championship on his own. This narrative persisted even after LeBron's return to Cleveland, where he led the Cavaliers to a historic comeback victory over the Golden State Warriors in the 2016 NBA Finals. While this championship earned him some redemption in the eyes of Cleveland fans, others continued to diminish his accomplishments by focusing on the circumstances surrounding his success. Another source of hatred for LeBron stems from his personality and the way he presents himself in public. To some, LeBron comes across as overly polished and calculated, which can make him seem inauthentic. His tendency...
I mean, dude is. That's an issue? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. And there was this guy, I work with him, and we was having a conversation one time about, haters or whatever, right? And I think I was talking to him, and I just felt like, I don't know, man, people was like treating me some type of way, right? And then he kind of made a comment. He said, everybody want to see you do good, just not doing better than him, right? And I think that's the issue that a lot of regular people like myself, and I'm not going to use myself for example, but like regular folks, right? Because I'm not no special guy, anything like that. Like, yeah, I got a, subscriber count of 2K on YouTube and all that stuff. But, a lot of people want to look at players like that and kind of hate on them because they're confident in themselves, right? And it may come off as a little bit of arrogant, you know what I'm saying? But it's just, you're supposed to feel good about yourself whenever you're LeBron James. You're supposed to feel good about yourself when you're Michael Jordan. You're supposed to feel good about yourself whenever you're Kobe Bryant. And I'm sorry, I'm struggling. I might be stuttering and stuff like that. I apologize. These headphones, I got them in noise canceling mode, so I'm struggling a little bit. Bear with me. But, like whenever you're at that level in the game, and we're talking about like in the top percentile in the history of the game, you're supposed to feel that. Every player that's special, they have something about them that separates them from regular people. He's not regular. We expect him to act regular. We expect him to be relatable. We expect him to come off as authentic. You know what I'm saying? And people be like, and let me chill out because people already think I'm with Clutch Sports. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna relax a little bit, but like, come on, man. People are way too hard on players like LeBron. People are way too hard on players like Shedeur Sanders, Deion. Kobe got a lot of hate like this prior to his passing. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people is knocking Kobe Bryant in the way that he was when he played and called him selfish and all type of stuff, right? I think the only player that kind of like exuded the same type of confidence as those players that didn't really get a lot of hate was Michael Jordan. But it's just like we're just unfair to stars like that as regular human beings. I don't want a player like that to be relatable to me because I'm not that. I'm not that special. You know what I'm saying? Not like him. Whenever it comes to playing the game of basketball, I might be special at other stuff. But, when it comes to that, I can't. I'm not. I don't think I'm LeBron James when I get on that court. I don't think I'm as good as LeBron James when I get on that court. And as fans, we got to realize that there is a difference. He's the second greatest player to ever play, if you ask me. And he's supposed to act like that. And there's not anybody else in the world that can relate to him, except maybe one player. So, that's just my honest take on that. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get back to the reaction.
And calculated, which can make him seem inauthentic. His tendency to speak in third person during interviews, and his use of phrases like, "I'm taking my talents to," have been mocked and criticized as examples of his self-importance. LeBron's social media presence has also drawn backlash, with some fans interpreting his posts as attention-seeking or overly dramatic. For example, his cryptic tweets and Instagram posts during moments of adversity have been labeled as passive-aggressive.
All right, I see I just got a sub on Kick. I appreciate you, man. I don't know if I'm still live on Kick, actually. My chat is acting a little bit funny, man. I can't really read through it. Anybody on YouTube, let me know. Drop a comment. Let me know what you hear. I'm only seeing Kick. I'm not seeing YouTube. So anyway, we'll go ahead and get back to it.
And immature. LeBron's activism and outspokenness on social and political issues have also made him a polarizing figure. While many admire his willingness to use his platform to address important issues, others feel that he should focus solely on basketball. His criticism of former President Donald Trump and his support for movements like Black Lives Matter have drawn praise from some and backlash from others. Critics argue that LeBron's activism is performative or hypocritical, pointing to instances where his comments have been perceived as inconsistent or self-serving. For example, his response to the NBA's controversy with China in 2019, where he appeared to prioritize the league's financial interests over human rights concerns, was widely criticized and used as ammunition by his detractors. Another factor contributing to the hatred for LeBron is the constant comparisons to Michael Jordan. As LeBron has climbed the ranks,
Yeah, and I mean, as a player, you got to kind of be careful with that. Like whenever you're talking about politics and your political views on things, because um, that's a very touchy, sensitive area to most. And if you say the wrong thing, that could definitely skew the fans, I guess, outlook on you as a person, right? And kind of like in that situation, just like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he was very active in the political field in his early days, in his early playing career. And I think that kind of leads to Kareem actually like not getting the respect that he actually deserves. I think Kareem is easily a top 3 player to ever play. And you can actually make an honest case for him being the greatest player to ever play. If you look at his resume as a whole, right? Nobody won more MVPs than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He has 6 NBA titles, same as Jordan. He was, until LeBron passed him, up to all-time leader in points. But, Kareem wasn't really loved by the media because he didn't really care to talk to the media. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar also was very heavy into his religion and in politics. And whenever you're a player like that, like they just want you to dribble a basketball and talk to the media, and smile and, but Kareem wasn't really about that life, so LeBron James, like he don't really care about people's outlook when it comes to that, and that's what I appreciate about LeBron. But like I said, with that same token, it's just like doing what I'm doing now. Whenever you have a voice and you speak, sometimes it's going to be split down the middle. Sometimes you're going to have more negative than positive sometimes. But, that's just the nature of the beast. Let's see. Sorry, y'all. Jones, what's happening, man? What's happening? I see a good bit of people coming in from Kick. What's happening, man? I'm trying to stay on top of this chat. My day was good, man. I'm actually recording. My family is sleeping right now. Where I'm at, it's pretty late in the night, so I'm trying to knock out a quick video and actually test out this new software. But day was good, man. Oh, appreciate it. That's my studio. I'm actually probably gonna be moving out of it soon, building something else, man. But yeah, I got a nice little setup here, and trying to get some content out. But anyway, yeah, I mean, being a player like that, you got to be careful. And anybody from YouTube here, let me know what you hear in the comments. I'm getting a whole bunch of stuff from Kick. But anyway, let's go ahead and get back to the video.
of NBA greatness, the debate over whether he is better than Jordan has become a divisive topic among basketball fans.
Yeah, I'm on Kick, but I'm actually streaming to YouTube also. I'm doing like a multi-stream, so I'm not really, I guess I don't have the requirements for TikTok yet, but I do have the requirements for Kick because Kick is pretty much available for everybody. But I'm actually on YouTube also, and I checked my stuff. I actually got more people watching on YouTube than Kick. It's just I don't think my YouTube comments are coming through though. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I'm actually really new to streaming. This is probably like only my fourth video that I actually stream or fourth live stream that I've done. My brother, he's actually a professional live streamer. He's on Twitch. You know, I don't even know if I'm supposed to mention that streaming site on here, but he actually kind of got me into doing this. Also got some other buddies that do it, man. But I'm just trying. I'm trying my best. You know, so, but I appreciate you and your positive feedback, man. Thank you. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get back to the video.
Die-hard Jordan fans, any praise for LeBron is seen as an attack on Jordan's legacy. This has led to a faction of fans who refuse to acknowledge LeBron's greatness and go out of their way to discredit his accomplishments. The debate has become so entrenched that it often feels like fans are either fully pro-LeBron or completely against him, with little room for nuance.
Jones, man, I appreciate the follow, brother, man. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to Kick, man. I'm definitely gonna be streaming the Kick a lot more, especially since I could kind of do it simultaneously with YouTube. So I know Kick is definitely the future. A lot of new content creators is definitely recommended to actually join Kick. So you'll see more of me on Kick. Definitely, I appreciate your follow.
It often feels like fans are either fully pro LeBron or completely against him, with little room for nuance. LeBron's dominance on the court has also made him a target for fans of rival teams. His success has come at the expense of countless franchises, and his ability to single-handedly dominate games has earned him enemies among opposing fan bases. Whether it's the Boston Celtics, the Toronto Raptors, or the Golden State Warriors, LeBron's history of eliminating teams from the playoffs has created a natural animosity among their fans. This is a common phenomenon.
Yeah, he forgot to list the Boston Celtics also, because he definitely took out the Celtics. This was like after the 2010 started, but he definitely was the only person kind of in the Celtics way in a lot of those playoff runs in the early 2010s. So, but yeah, LeBronto, of course, Toronto, of course they'll probably feel some type of way. The Atlanta Hawks, they both were up there, top seeds, and LeBron James led teams actually eliminated them from the playoffs. So, I could definitely see why those franchises don't really care for him, but it's all a part of sports. Michael Jordan is still loved by majority fans, and he killed most of the league. He had 5 different opponents in the NBA Finals: Lakers, Trailblazers, Suns, Sonics, Jazz. Those franchises still love Jordan and give Jordan the respect that he deserves. So, I don't know, man. I wouldn't say it's a fair narrative.
Natural animosity among their fans. This is a common phenomenon in sports.
And Spot Genesis, I don't know if you still checking it out. I appreciate your follow too, man. I'm actually getting some follows, man. Hey, hold on a second. Hey, help me out, Jones. You still watching? What's a PFD? What is a PFD? That's like like a display for my comments. I'm definitely gonna probably mess with that and try to add that on stream to where people can actually see who I'm replying to, and help me out with that. I definitely need a hand with that. But I'm using Meld. I'm not using like Streamlabs or OBS. But I can still do like I guess web. What is it? Dang, I don't know. I don't know the terminology. But yeah, I don't know. Once I think of it, I'm not really good at the streaming thing like that. But once I think of it, I'll say it again.
Where greatness often breeds resentment. However, in LeBron's case, it has been amplified by the other factors mentioned earlier. Despite all the hatred and criticism, LeBron's resilience and ability to rise above the noise have been remarkable. He has faced intense scrutiny throughout his career. Yet he continues.
Yeah, man, I don't know what's going on. I just checked YouTube again. I'm getting a good bit of views. I'm getting a good bit of likes. It's just comments are not coming through. So I'm still on live on YouTube. If y'all hear anybody in my live, go ahead and let me know on YouTube that you're here. I'm getting a whole bunch of stuff from Kit. Let's see. Hold on a second. Oh, a Kick logo, graphic designer. Man, definitely, man, reach out to me. I believe my email is attached. But yeah, definitely, man, reach out to me. I'm gonna figure out a way to get in touch with you. I actually work with a good bit of graphic designers, but yeah, definitely I could use a Kick logo. YouTube also, you know what I'm saying? For my shorts on TikTok and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely message me. I'm definitely interested in seeing your work.
He has faced intense scrutiny throughout his career, yet he continues to perform at an elite level and achieve milestones that few players can match.
Hold on a second, got another comment, hold on. Deco Official, man, appreciate you checking me out, man, from Peru, man, I'm in the United States. But, man, welcome to the stream, man. Appreciate you commenting, man. What's happening? Let me know how your day going so far in Peru.
Every detractor, there are also countless fans who admire LeBron for his talent, work ethic, and impact both on and off the court. His ability
Yeah, definitely, Jones. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna drop that. I'm gonna drop my Discord link, man. We'll definitely connect that on that.
to polarize opinions is a testament to his significance in the world of sports and beyond. In many ways, the hatred for LeBron James is a reflection of the expectations and pressures placed on him from a young age. Dubbed the Chosen One, while still in high school, LeBron has lived under the microscope for his entire career. Every decision he makes, both on and off the court, is scrutinized to an extent that few athletes have ever experienced. This level of attention has inevitably led to polarizing opinions, as fans and critics alike dissect every aspect of his life. Ultimately, the reasons why people hate LeBron James are as complex and multifaceted as his career itself. From the decision to his political activism, his every move has been analyzed and debated. While some see arrogance, others see confidence. Where some see betrayal, others see a calculated career move. LeBron's legacy will always be a mix of admiration and animosity, but there is no denying the impact he has had on basketball and popular culture. For better or worse, he has redefined what it means to be a superstar athlete in the modern era.
My guy, man, wonderful ending, dude. You definitely ended that the right way. Let's go ahead and give his channel some love.
What defines a superstar?
NFC Zone, man. Great conclusion to that video for sure, man. And he actually brings up a good point, man, because like whenever it comes to you know, sports careers or you know, especially with players like LeBron, things are typically going to be split 50-50, right? You know, you're going to have maybe 50% of the people that loves LeBron and admire him and definitely appreciate his career. And you'll have the other half of people that's going to despise LeBron, don't give him any type of leeway whatsoever with the decisions he makes. Any mistake that he makes, they're waiting on that to happen so they could actually criticize him and throw him under the bus and, you know, just the whole nine, you know. And I think probably the wide majority of the people in that 50% is probably either one, Jordan fans or Kobe fans, because the only player in current history that could possibly threaten the legacies of both of those players is LeBron James. I personally think he already surpassed Kobe, even though, like I said, I'm a Kobe fan. That's my favorite player of all time. But, you know, some people, they're afraid that he's going to surpass Michael Jordan. Some people think that's not possible. He's in year 23. He was just All-NBA second team last year. If he have another good year, him and Luka get it together, they get a nice little team around him, you know, who knows what could happen. We could be talking about championship number 5. Where does that put him, you know, whenever it comes to conversation with Kobe, if he's not already past Kobe, you know? So, you know, it's definitely unfair, you know, that a lot of people, you know, hold LeBron James to the standard where he can't make mistakes. He can't say anything wrong. Every player in history has something about them. And I'll actually say LeBron James probably had the cleanest slate out of everybody. You know, you look at Michael Jordan, and it's like, I'm not going to slander anybody, but I just got to mention this, right? Michael Jordan had a gambling issue. Kobe Bryant had a Denver, Colorado incident. Shaquille O'Neal had some issues, you know, with his marriage and stuff like that, infidelity and stuff like that. Magic Johnson had the whole HIV thing, you know what I'm saying? So it's like every player had their own controversy that they had to deal with. And even with that, you know, I was thinking about doing a Karl Malone video, but like, you know, the whole Denver, Colorado thing that happened with Kobe, they held that against him the whole next season. You know, the 2004-2005 season, Kobe was third team All-NBA. You know, he didn't make the all-defensive first team, you know? So it's just like, you know, a lot of people, they're unfair to players because we expect players to be perfect. But they're just human beings also, you know what I'm saying? Speaking of mistakes, all right? So I'm going to get into the Kobe Bryant thing because I was posting on TikTok and I just did a live and I was testing out I think it was StreamYard, and I was doing a video on Jeff Teague and how Jeff Teague don't think that Kobe is a good defender. You know, And he made a comment, Kobe wasn't a good defender. That's why they had to get Meta World Peace, and, kind of question why he made 12 all defensive teams, and, the whole nine, right? So I reacted to that video, and I use something, and this is not a sponsorship by any means whatsoever, but I use a app, to actually kind of help my content, especially me being a family man. But it's called Opus Clip, and whenever you upload a video to Opus Clip, it takes like, your best moments in the video, and it actually, put some subtitles and captions over it, and it gives you a score on, how, or on if the video is going to do well or not. And of course, like whenever the live stream finish, the way my settings work is it automatically imports to Opus Clip. So when I was looking through the clips, I actually seen it. I was like, you know what? I kind of like the clip. I'm gonna go ahead and schedule it. I knew the context of it, but a lot of people on TikTok, they didn't know the context of it. And I'm actually go ahead and roll that right quick. Let's go ahead and get to it. But as you see here, I am on TikTok. I don't really have that many followers on here. So, anybody that's on TikTok that's actually checking out my stuff on Kick or YouTube, go ahead and check me out on TikTok. But I'm going to roll a clip that kind of got people kind of like, I guess, in an uproar that came across this video. But anyway, let's roll it. Kobe Bryant. Hold on a second. And let me check the comments right quick. Give me a second. I'm sorry, y'all. Jones, if he's still here, I don't have a link. I'm gonna have to work on that. Work on getting it from you. But yeah, I don't have a link actually, man. So I can't click on it. But yeah, but give me a second. I'm gonna get you my information. But anyway, so this is the clip that kind of got people in an uproar. And like I said, I didn't personally edit this clip. I didn't do anything to it. The AI picked it for me, and clearly, like, as y'all see, I had 7,400 views, 212 likes, 159 comments, 14 people saved it, a good bit of people shared it. But check this out. See the mistake I made at the beginning. Kobe Bryant wasn't a good defender. That's why they got Meta World Peace. Defense is all right. So let me just clarify what happened there, okay? Whenever that part rolled, I wasn't saying that Kobe Bryant wasn't a good defender. I was quoting Jeff Teague, okay? Jeff, like, I just got done reacting in my full live. I just got done reacting to it's crazy how this worked out, but I just got done reacting to a Jeff Teague short to where he said Kobe wasn't a good defender. That's why they got Meta World Peace. And I quoted it. And the way the clip started was, it was me quoting Jeff. So a lot of people in the comments, they didn't even give me a chance. 5 seconds in the video, popped off a little bit. Let me know if y'all still here and Kick. Hopefully I'm still on YouTube with the stream. But anyway, but I got a good bit of people kind of cooking me in the comments, man. Cooking me in the comments. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. Kobe Bryant. All because of that one take right there, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to go ahead. It's a 30-second clip. I'm going to roll a full thing. But you'll see how, somebody would get misconstrued it. Look at this. This is another comment. Dudes get a mic and some headphones and swear they know what they talking about. Like, dude, I know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying Kobe Bryant is a bad defender. But let me roll a full thing. That wasn't a good defender. That's why they got Meta World Peace. Defense is a team sport, right? A team game. And you need everybody to actually pitch in to be able to be effective. Kobe Bryant did have some great defenders on the team. He played with Trevor Ariza, who was an excellent perimeter defender. He played with Ron Artest, who was, Meta World Peace, who was a former defensive player of the year. Yes, that is true. But Kobe has the most all defensive selections in history. You don't just get that if you're not putting an effort on the floor. Kobe Bryant. All right, so if you hear the end of that video, right? Kobe has the most all defensive selections in history. You don't just get that if you're not putting in effort on the floor. Would you take that as a compliment, or would you take that as me insulting the guy? And that's the issue that I have with TikTok, because in the first couple of seconds, it's a 30-second video, right? Like it's not the same as like me doing this live stream. I mean, we're already 50 minutes in, right? People will not even give your 30-second video a chance. They're going to listen to the first 5 seconds. Oh, I know what the video's about. You know, I was actually talking to somebody on YouTube about this, and I said, listen, like, I got a 2-minute clip here on my TikTok. Check this out, you know, and you'll see where I stand on this topic. Oh, I don't need to check it out. All I need to hear was what you said at the beginning. No, like, dude, like, give me a chance. Like, at least listen to the full 30 seconds. And I had people in the comments kind of like defending me and was like, hey, like, did y'all not listen to the full clip? But like, people heard that first 5 seconds, game over for me. Let me see. And this is what I had to post to kind of like show people like what I was really talking about. Check this out right here. This is what I had to kind of post in response to the stuff that I was getting. And if you see here, the comment, they say, at this point, these former players and podcasters are just Kobe rage baiting because they know it gets clicks. Like, I wasn't trying to rage bait. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was being like, you know, like, legitimate. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me look at this right quick. All right. Yeah, I don't think I'm live anymore. I'm not sure if I'm live anymore. Let's see. Kulik Brown, man, what's happening, man? Finally got a YouTube comment. All right, so YouTube actually work on this new app here. What's happening with you, man? Let me know what you hear. But yeah, you know, so this video right here, I actually had to clip from my live to show people like, listen, I'm not rage baiting. I was quoting Jeff Teague. So I'm going to go ahead and just roll this right quick. It's a 2-minute clip. I'm going to roll it, but this is like from an old live stream that I did on YouTube on StreamYard. So I actually edited this one myself. This is actually the video that I want to get into, which kind of has like the internet in the uproar. You know, with people saying that Jeff Teague is kind of disrespecting Kobe Bryant, saying that, you know, those 12 all defensive teams are fluke, you know, it's just NLD. Hell no, you are a LeBron meat rider. Okay, wow. Okay, all right, whatever you say, bro. Hold on a second. 13%, but commits 52% crimes. Hold on a second. Oh, okay, so I'm commenting on my YouTube comments, man. They're just coming through for me, man. I don't know what was going on, but I was not seeing YouTube comments. This new chat, like, it's just, I don't know. I'm trying to get used to it. Cause it's like I gotta go on the side in order to see the comments, and it's like very small. It's not like big, so I can't really see everything that's going on. Hold on a second. FYF Sports Debates. What's happening, man? What's happening? Who was getting swept by the Celtics and Pistons, man? Because I don't recall that. I do not recall that. Whenever LeBron James played those teams, he was having very deep series with those teams, game 7s and all. You know, like the 2006 when he ran into the Pistons, that was game 7. 2007, he made it to the finals. So, I mean, you can't say that he got swept by anybody in the East. He actually single-handedly defeated the Pistons in 2007. 2008, Game 7 series against the Celtics. 2009 was 6 games against Orlando Magic. And then I think it was only 6 games against the Celtics in 2010. So, I don't know. Let me know, you know, if I'm wrong about that, but all right, good. Finally seeing YouTube stuff. Yeah, that's a good question. Like, who helped LeBron? Yeah, we talking about Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh at this point because he didn't get any help in Cleveland. Whoa. MJ 6-0 in the 90s, buddy. I mean, that's right. I mean, in the 80s, he wasn't really winning, you know, like a lot of people don't really talk about that. I love MJ. You know, he's one of my favorite players, but it's like MJ got a lot of first round exits early in his career. You know, Milwaukee Bucks, Terry Cummings got the best of him. Boston Celtics got the best of him. Detroit Pistons got the best of him. The Cleveland Cavaliers was having very deep series with the Chicago Bulls. So, you know, I mean, Jordan wasn't perfect. yeah. Appreciate it, man. I already know, man. But, man, welcome to the live, though, man. I'm happy I'm starting to see some YouTube comments roll through, man. Definitely. Man, 100%, man. Jordan was definitely getting crushed. And it was kind of like mostly due to style of play. You know, it's kind of easy to key in on that whenever you get to the playoffs. You know, like a player that's dominating and scoring at will in a regular season. What do you have to do? You know, and you got the Pistons with the Jordan rules. Focus on one player. You know what I'm saying? Because the other players are not getting involved in the game. And that's why Phil Jackson had to kind of change Jordan's mindset on that he had to move the ball more. You know, he had to do the same thing with Kobe, you know. Even though he did have Shaq in the early years, but like whenever Kobe reached that point to where he was the best perimeter player in the league, he was shooting. You know, and Phil Jackson had to kind of stay on him to move the ball a little bit more. So, but yeah, he was definitely getting a lot of accolades. He got a lot of accolades in the 90s too, but in the 80s, you know, like that was definitely Jordan's year. I personally think that was the best version of Jordan when it comes to his individual style of play. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was the most athletic player in the league. He was doing it on both ends of the floor. He got a Defensive Player of the Year, what that was, 87, you know what I'm saying? So, MVP also. So, you know, like, definitely. Yeah, FYF, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out, man. I'm gonna definitely check that out. That live you just did. Hold on a second. I don't know. GJK. I mean, Kobe's easily in the top 12. I personally have him in my top 5. You know, I got Jordan, Bron, Kareem, Magic, Kobe in that order. And I mean, personally, even though I'm a Kobe fan, I might, you know, I think Duncan and Kobe are interchangeable. Personally, you know, that's just my personal list though. Yeah, you ain't never lying about that, man. Yeah, John Stockton, man, I don't think he get enough credit. um, I mean, I personally had a video saying like who was better between AI and John Stockton. Of course, like Stockton had more finals appearances. He's still the leader in assists, still the leader in steals. Definitely an underrated defender, and he had to play on that ball. You know, like when you're a point guard, you don't really get to play off ball. You know, while Pippen dribbles it up. You know what I'm saying? You know. And it's kind of like with Curry. Like Curry kind of got like the luxury of kind of playing off ball a little bit too, you know, and that's why he's able to be effective when you're running around screens and all that stuff. Oh man, hey, these comments are coming in kind of quick, man. I'm gonna try to keep up. Yeah, somebody said Sean AI. Tell me why you think LeBron is a bum, and be legit with that. I don't think LeBron James is a bum whatsoever. I think LeBron James is probably the most underappreciated superstar we've ever seen. All right, and all the stuff he had to endure. You know, like he had some really bad teams he played on in his early years in Cleveland, and he still made them competitive. You know, and like let's just talk about his 2018 run also. Like in 2018. who did he have on that roster? You know, that was Kevin Love was on the roster, but Tristan Thompson was probably his third best player. J.R. Smith was on the roster. Amon Shumpert, I think George Hill was on that roster also. So it was like they wasn't really expected to do anything in 2018. And what does LeBron do? Put them on his shoulders, run through the Toronto Raptors, run through the young Boston Celtics team. Almost beat the Golden State Warriors in Game 1 in the NBA Finals. Had, 51 points, right, in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. And, you know, after that, I mean, J.R. Smith, I think that mistake, I think it actually altered the entire series. Because if they win Game 1, now they have the confidence and they're able to actually make it a competitive series. But, I mean, after that point, I think LeBron James mentally checked out and mentally kind of quit on the team. And, you know, of course, we all know what happened after that. Whitney Billups, hey, man, got love for you too, man. Appreciate it, man. Welcome to the live, man. All right, y'all, bear with me, man. I gotta figure out what to do with this chat, man. I gotta get this chat a little bigger. All right, I can see a little better now. And then everything's kind of refreshing a little bit late, so bear with me. Bear with me on this. But y'all, I'm gonna pick back up with these comments on YouTube because they're definitely coming in. Let me finish rolling this clip right here on TikTok. But for those of y'all that's kind of joining late, you know, I'm just kind of like making my case here that I mean, I definitely think Kobe is a good defender. I didn't necessarily agree with Jeff Teague's take on this because, you know, Kobe, he definitely took the challenge and he stacked up against some of the best players. Like, he always guarded the opposition's best perimeter player, typically. Like, he was guarding Pierce a lot. He was guarding Ray Allen a lot. You know, he guarded Tracy McGrady. He guarded KD. He took the challenge on Kyrie, you know. So, like, he took those challenges, man, but I was getting killed on TikTok, so I had to roll this clip right here. But anyway, we're going to roll this clip. I'm going to get back to these comments in the chat. I don't know, man. We just going to roll the clip, man. We just going to go ahead and roll the clip.
I was all D.
Oh, hey, Adrian Dantley was definitely a bucket, man. Like, most people don't talk about Adrian Dantley, man. I think he was the 80s leading scorer for the decade. So he was definitely an underrated, underappreciated player. The Pistons did kind of get him out of there in order for them to be champions, but you know, he was definitely a star in those 80s years, man. Some 70s too, but yeah, the all-time leading scorer in the 80s is Adrian Dantley. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do know that about him. Yeah, hey, I got love for D-Wade too, man. D-Wade is definitely an amazing guard. I personally have him. I have him as the fourth best shooting guard ever. I got Mike, Kobe. Some people might kill me in the comments for this, but I got James Harden as my third best, even though he didn't win a championship yet. But he does have MVP. Most people don't really remember how dominant Harden was with those Houston Rockets teams, man, the late 2010s. Wizzy Capone, what's happening, man? Welcome to the live, man. Welcome to the live. Welcome to YouTube, brother. Good to see you. NLD Stockton said he would have 2 rings if. I mean, yeah, the Utah Jazz team was definitely a tough team. Take MJ away, you know, they're probably playing like the Indiana Pacers or the New York Knicks or somebody like that in the NBA Finals, and I definitely think that Utah Jazz team will probably win. I think the Seattle Supersonics, I think that team was tough. They probably could have got a ring in there too. Barkley was playing out of his world in '93. I mean, I think a lot of people careers was altered because of Michael Jordan's existence. I'm sorry, y'all, bear with me. But you know, like, I was watching a video from Johnny Arnett earlier, and it was talking about Charles Barkley. And Charles Barkley always rose to the occasion in big games. You know, like he had a series against the Golden State Warriors where he rose to the occasion. He single-handedly took over the series. Whenever it came to Jordan, he always rose to the occasion with the Sixers. Had a very long playoff series against the Bulls where he pulled up like absurd numbers. Like I think one series he had like 27, 15, shot like 51% from the field. With the Phoenix Suns, I mean, even though he did have a stacked roster, I mean, he ran up against Jordan, who probably had arguably his best finals series ever, where he averaged 41 points. But, Barkley's career could have been different, and we would have been looking at Barkley in a different light if he would have had that ring. So, I definitely agree. I mean, take Jordan away, Stockton will definitely probably have 2 championships. Max Burgers, appreciate it, man. Your comment. LeBron is the best ever, no doubt. I beg to differ. I personally have him as number 2, but I think LeBron James, you can make a case for him being the greatest ever. I just personally don't think so. Especially, if I got Jordan at 1. Let's see. Sean Ali, he's a bum because he's the opposite of everything Kobe. I wouldn't say he's the opposite of everything Kobe and MJ was, because LeBron James did dominate series, sometimes single-handedly dominated series, and some may say Kobe and MJ did the same. It's just whenever it comes to clutch situations, LeBron James does kind of tend to defer a little bit. He always want to make the right basketball play because he knows that the focus is going to be on him. So he's not trying to force anything. Therefore, he's always kind of passing in that situation. The only time LeBron James might shoot is if they're tied. But I don't really have many game winners to memory where LeBron James had a go-ahead game winner where they were actually down. I think the only one was against the Washington Wizards. But every other game winner, if you look it up, it was a tied game. And, of course, like the pressure is a little bit different in that situation. FYF Sports Debates. Imagine being so nice at basketball that you could have 10K and fans still call you a bum. LeBron haters are odd characters. Hey, you ain't never lying, man. FYF Sports Debates, man. You ain't never lying. I'm happy you are in this chat, bro. It's a privilege, man, that you're in this. Definitely. Big fan of your channel. NLD joined super teams like Durant. Now, hey, Durant, that's different. I can't necessarily put LeBron and KD in the same category, and this is why. When LeBron left, he didn't go to the Boston Celtics after they beat him in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? KD, he did one of the softest moves ever. You can't go to the team that eliminated you when you had them up 3-1. You can't do that. That's different. It's almost like some insider information or insider trading that he did there. You know what I'm saying? Like the team that just eliminated you when you had a chance to send them home. And I personally thought that the OKC Thunder in 2016, I personally thought they was the best team in the playoffs between all the teams, even that Warriors team. You know what I'm saying? Even though they won 73-9, but, OKC, they had them dead to rights. 3-1. And you mean to tell me that Kevin Durant or Russell Westbrook, they can't deliver? In that series, Klay Thompson had one of the greatest performances I've ever seen from anybody in the playoffs. In that Game 6, Klay Thompson probably should have been Finals MVP. I mean, let's keep it real here. You know what I'm saying? If they would have beat the Cavaliers. But I mean, that was probably the softest move ever. I can't have the same type of respect for KD that I have for LeBron when it comes to that. Like you can't go to the team that beats you. I mean, that's not right. You know what I'm saying? NLD, Sean Ali, RS. What does that mean? Right? Kulik Brown, Kobe is a better defender than MJ 7 days out of the week. I mean, he did have 9 first team All-NBA, all defensive selections. But whenever it comes to guarding, I mean, MJ was Defensive Player of the Year in 87. Unfortunately, Kobe didn't have a chance to win Defensive Player of the Year. And I mean, whenever you're going against players like, he had to go against Dwight Howard, KG, Tim Duncan, Ron Artest got one. Trying to remember other players that got defensive player of the year. Marcus Camby, so like in that era, it wasn't really many, and I guess really in history, there's not many perimeter players that could say that they actually won the award. I think in recent history, Marcus Smart got it, and then before that, the last guard to actually get it was Gary Payton. So, guards don't really get love like that. So the fact that MJ actually got it in a time where the game was definitely played inside and out, and big men typically got the love whenever it come to defensive player of the year. I mean, that's impressive. You know what I'm saying? So got to give MJ the nod on that one slightly. Even though I don't necessarily remember MJ guarding the best players on other teams after they got Scotty. I personally think between the two, I think Scotty is definitely a better defender than Michael Jordan, but some people might disagree on that one. Have y'all heard what MJ yelled at Muggsy Bogues for a game-winning shot? Let me know, man. I don't recall. It had to be against Charlotte. FYI Sports Debate. I did a video about 2 months ago. It said the same thing. Definitely, man. I'm going to check that out, bro. Man, I'm actually just getting back on YouTube. I got twin daughters, man. So they're 9 months. So I actually took a little hiatus. I actually wasn't really watching much YouTube. It wasn't really doing much YouTube, man. I'm just actually kind of getting back in the swing of things. All right, let's be real. The only thing LeBron do better than Kobe and MJ is pass. I mean, yeah. One of the best passers ever. I mean, I think the only passers that's probably better than LeBron is probably, being a big forward. I mean, Magic Johnson, even though he's a point guard, I mean, he's kind of like a big forward, was maybe Magic Johnson. I think Jokic is probably doing at a better clip right now. But not many players his size are better passers than LeBron. Didn't LeBron dominate Kobe in head-to-head? Yes. In the regular season, 100%. LeBron James definitely did take a lot of regular season face-offs. And, man, I got to do a video on that, too. I'm probably going to do like a little deep dive. But, man, we never, ever got that LeBron versus Kobe NBA Finals. I think we was definitely robbed from that. Definitely should have got that. And I think Dwight Howard probably robbed us of that moment. Because, man, I was definitely looking forward to that. I mean, would Kobe have 5 rings if he ran into LeBron James and the Cavaliers in the finals? I don't know. I just don't think he really had the help, though, to actually get past tough teams like that. But, hey, I'm going to finish rolling this clip at TikTok, man. I appreciate y'all. Keep coming with the comments. I'm going to try to stay on them.
Defensive team, I played Kobe, bro. He wasn't guarding like that. The first 4 or 5 he was. After that, bro, he wasn't guarding like that. Paul Pierce and them used to cook. Joe Johnson used to cook. The first couple times he made it, like, he lock up. And then it just became a thing. Like, Kobe Bryant played defense. You the best defender half your life. Lies. He was competitive, but that don't mean he was locking up. That's why they had Metal World Peace.
All right, man. So that is the take. Yeah, yes. So anyway, check this out. Now watch this. Like whenever I get to that point to where that last TikTok reel started, I'm gonna be quoting Jeff Teague here. Okay, so check this out. A lot of people in the uproar. Kobe Bryant wasn't a good defender. That's why they got Meta World Peace. Boom. That was a quote. I wasn't saying that. Kobe Bryant wasn't a good defender. That's why they got Meta World Peace. I just finished watching a short where Jeff Teague said that. So. Some people that just looked at a 30-second clip and they heard the first 5 seconds, they misconstrued what I said, all right? I personally think Kobe Bryant was an awesome defender. I mean, he did get cooked a couple times. Like he said, Joe Johnson cooked him, Paul Pierce cooked him. Those were 2 of the best offensive small forwards in the game that didn't even play Kobe's position. You know what I'm saying? Like Joe Johnson, they consider him as a 2 in Phoenix, but in Atlanta, he was really more like a 3. Paul Pierce was a 3. I mean, they're both 6'8". Joe Johnson, 6'8", 260, solid. You know what I'm saying? Like what do you expect for him to do against a player like that? Joe Johnson's still cooking to this day. You know, if you look at him in the big three. Let's see. Sean Ali, see this idiot. Oh, no. All right, y'all. Hey, let's be respectful. Let's be respectful. Let's be respectful. Let's not call each other names and stuff like that. Let's be respectful to each other. You know, we could respectfully have a sports debate and go back and forth and different in opinion. You know what I'm saying? Cause I see a lot of comments like that on a daily basis, man. And you know, let's just be respectful to each other. I love the KD move to the Warriors. I can't see this whole comment. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me, y'all. All right. I still can't see all the comments, y'all. Yeah, that's one thing about Mel. I'm gonna have to definitely improve this chat box situation. All right. I love the KD move to the Warriors. I compare it to them park runs. And you lose with a bummy team, but the winning team picks you up because they lost one. I mean, I guess that's a good way to look at it. That's a good analogy, but at the same time, like that OKC team, I don't really consider them being bums, you know, because they was kind of built and catered to KD and Russ. And I kind of blame the coach for that because they never really had like a set offense. The offense was let KD and Russ cook. There was a lot of isolation basketball. Wasn't a lot of motion. Wasn't a lot of movement. A lot of those players that played with KD and Russ, they were complimentary to them. So if they wasn't being successful, that's because of KD and Russ. I can't necessarily put that on the team. All right, y'all. Bear with me. Hold on a second, man. Wait a minute. You played against Teague? Jeff Teague gave me 52 in high school. Yeah. Hey, and what's crazy, though, I heard Marcus Teague was even colder. But, yeah, I remember Jeff Teague. Man, when I first learned about Jeff Teague, he was at Wake Forest. And I did more research on him when he got drafted. Sean Ali, this is proof y'all don't know what y'all talking about. F out of my. Wait, hold on a second, Sean. You talking to me? Yeah, you ain't never lying, man. I mean, hey, and you see, yeah, because FYF, he said they let Harden walk over $4 million. I mean, you see he's not making that mistake this offseason. You know, everybody got contracts. Chet Holmgren got contracts. Williams got a contract. SGA just signed a big contract extension. So, yeah, they're not making that mistake again. Sam Presti learned his lesson from that. You know, losing Harden, who went on to really kind of be a thorn in their tail in the Western Conference and actually win an MVP. Raha, what's happening, dude? What's up, bro? What's up? Long time no see, man. How you been? FYI Sports Debates, the best T was the oldest brother, David T. He went to Purdue. Man, I'm definitely going to have to check that out. I'm going to have to check out David T. I didn't even know they had a third brother, honestly. I thought it was just Jeff and Marcus. Did David end up going to the league too? Of course, I remember you, man. You know, you look at my YouTube, man. Most of those are your thumbnails on there, bro. What's happening? MJ yelled, "Shoot it, you effing midget." Oh, my goodness. Hey, MJ was freaking ruthless, bro. Oh, my God. This dude was ruthless. Oh, wow. Okay, so it's 4 total brothers. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to check them out, man. It's a younger brother. Is he ranked anything like that? I haven't really been keeping up with high school basketball lately. Y'all bear with me. It's kind of late where I stay at. But yeah, but back to this to this video. But yeah, so this is where that video kind of stemmed from, and that's why I had to kind of post the full thing. But man, on TikTok, bro, you don't have no chance whatsoever. And I ain't gonna lie, out of all platforms that I post on, TikTok is probably the most ruthless, the toughest. You know, it got a lot of keyboard warriors on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what's going on with that whole thing on TikTok, bro. You know, yeah. So people took this as like Kobe Bryant wasn't a good defender. That's why they got Meta World Peace. Yeah, like that was 100% like a quote, bro. It was a quote. I was not saying that Kobe Bryant wasn't a good defender. So, but hey, that's my mistake. I got to do a better job vetting Opus clip, you know, whenever they do a clip. And you can actually go in the editor, you can add a little bit before that. But man, I wasn't about to add to a 30-second clip. I mean, it's kind of like the sweet spot, you know, especially on TikTok, because a lot of people's attention spans are kind of short. But anyway, anybody that got TikTok, man, that's here, man, go ahead and follow me on there. It's just ITSJONJONTV. Matter of fact, it's ITSJONJONTV everywhere, man. But you know, I do little posts here and there. I was doing a lot of mixtapes. Like I had like a little mixtape run going on, you know. So yeah, man. But that's pretty much it for that. But man, I'm gonna go ahead and actually wrap up this live. Hold on a second. Literally ruined Muggsy Bogues' life. I don't know about that one, man. I don't know about that one. Oh, sending, scrolling, paused. Yeah, but it's like, man, what Muggsy Bogues is really gonna do against him, though, man? Like, I mean, what is Muggsy Bogues the shortest player to ever play in the NBA? Is it between him or Earl Boykins? I can't necessarily remember that. But I mean, if he guard MJ, like what is he gonna really do? But I don't know. Oh, look at this. We can go ahead and check this out, man. Check out this short right here. See what they got to say about Kobe. See what they got to say about Kobe. Let's see.
Look at Kobe and you look at MJ. It's an obsession that they have with the.
Oh, this is T-Mac. So T-Mac is probably like on his he's on his like cleanup tour, you know, because the comments he made. I actually just did a video on him on my YouTube, man. I personally think T-Mac get more love than he deserves, but hey, you know, that's neither here or there. But you know, it's him talking about Kobe, putting him in the same category as Mike.
When you look at Kobe and you look at MJ, it's an obsession that they have with the game of basketball or with becoming great. His tenacity and, you know, how he goes about the game, his preparation and everything. For me to witness that up close and personal, I admire that someone was able to go to that level mentally in which he was able to tap into.
Did you guys talk at all, like mid-game, or was it just buckets and that's it?
Buckets. It was just buckets. There was no trash talking. It was just buckets. The challenge, though, and the competition is what I really, really admired and thrived going up against him. I mean, that's what you play. That's why you play sports. When you look at Kobe.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know who edited that short, man, but they could have definitely probably cut that music down a little bit. I barely heard what MJ. I barely heard what T-Mac said. Yeah, he didn't contest a shot at all either. I mean, I can only imagine. I mean, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? One is MJ. MJ probably jumping out of his world on that shot anyway. Let's see. Yeah, definitely. But anyway, man. But hey, but for anybody that came through the live, if you are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. We just hit 2K on the side. I'm gonna actually be live streaming a lot more frequently, on both here and Kick. I'm gonna be posting more videos. I'm back working. You know what I'm saying? I definitely got a goal to reach 5K before the end of the year, so I'm gonna be pushing toward that. But subscribe to the channel here. Check out my TikTok. You know, if you want more shorts, I'm on Instagram. Everything is ITSJONJONTV. You know, appreciate everybody coming through, man, leaving comments. Definitely got a lot of engagement, man. It's definitely a shock that I got the engagement that I got on the side, man. So I appreciate y'all coming through. going to be planning out the next live. I'm going to probably try to shoot for tomorrow. But anyway, let me know down in the comments what you want me to check out next. You know, of course, this was about LeBron James. I definitely think he don't get the appreciation he deserves. But hey, a lot of people beg to differ. And whenever it comes to stuff like that, it's typically split right down the middle. You either got people on the side that actually, you know, value LeBron James and admire him and respect him and appreciate him. And you got people on the other side that think LeBron James is probably one of the worst things that happen to basketball. You know, so, you know, just let me know what side you stand on. I personally stand on the side that I respect him. I think we need to appreciate him while he's still here. And, you know, and let's stop trashing players. Let's do everything respectfully. But anyway, hopefully everything sound good with the live. Hopefully everything look good. I'm going to try to get everything straight with my chat. I'm going to try to have the overlay be on the screen to where everybody can see everything that's coming through. Like I said, I appreciate everybody on both Kick and YouTube for commenting on this video. Simon says, did T-Mac win a ring on the Spurs bench? He did not. He did not. Matter of fact, that's probably the only time he ever been past the first round was with that team, but he didn't win a championship that year. They did lose to the Heat. I think that was 2013. I just did a video on this. But anyway, he didn't win a ring there. And if he did, I don't think it would have mattered anyway, honestly. But yeah, but Simon says, like, if you just joined in, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, man. I'm going to be doing lives more. Definitely want to see you back in the live, man. I appreciate you commenting. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up and conclude this live, man. Like I said, I gotta get some rest. Girl's going to be waking up in a couple hours, man. So anyway, appreciate y'all. Catch you on the next live. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are on the grind to 5K. We just hit 2K. Appreciate everybody. Love y'all. Been grinding, man. But going to be getting right back on it.